Billin, Uptown Murph.
Top Billin.
Hey, yo, you rewind this, bet you S behind this. My man Nolan Smith has started to level up. Like, he's one of these young cats, right? It's almost like he doesn't know his own strength. He's like Bam Bam out this moment jumper, right? Listen, this dude is really, really coming into his own, and that's with a limited move list. Imagine when this guy actually adds to his move list some of the things that he can do as far as rushing the passer, right? We already knew him to be fairly good against the run. He was great against the run in college, but even in the NFL, he's shown that he can get after it against the run. I definitely want to see the further development of him getting after the passer right here. So getting after my boy Action Jackson here, going against Roger Rosengarten. So he's going against a rookie here. Nolan Smith gets sometimes a lot of people disrespecting him. He gets a lot of matchups with tight ends. So he's got to start making these guys pay. And definitely got to make rookies pay, right? When I first saw this one, I didn't understand. I thought it was a blue-collar sack, right? This is actually a white-collar sack. Check this out. Does his thing, gets around the line of scrimmage, presses on it, and bang, fertilizing Action Jackson right there. Actually, let's go back to this right here on this side here. I like the late ad. If you notice, I believe they squeeze Nolan down, right? He's originally over Isaiah Likely, reduce him down, and then you're running four in. So it's still 4 in. You get Nolan, you get my boy Code Dean, right? The hall monitor, Nicole B. Dean here. Jalen Carter doing the damn thing. Maro Jomo. And then you dropping out my boy Sweat, right? My boy Sweaty dropping out. So you're still getting that 4, but you're giving them their medicine in different applications right here. So being able to see that. Look at this. Wide approach by Nolan, if we can get it started right. Saw the late ad by Dean as well, too. So these guys got have single matchups right here. You can't do this to Nolan Smith. If you can't get to the outside quick enough to really funnel him, you can't heavy-legged waist bend. You start reaching on him, he's going to not give you enough surface area to be able to combat what he's doing. So he comes with the arm under, but he's already out-leveraged the rookie here, Rosengarten. So my man turning that corner right here. So blue-collar sack is when cats have to work to get the sack, right? They have a high motor. White-collar sack is when you get it within a regular set. I actually think this is a white-collar sack. He, in my opinion, pressed Action Jackson off of his spot and continued to work there. And to me, he gets that, right? Maybe a further developing play, right? Actually, no, they're running crosses, so, right? They're going a little bit of a mesh concept with Zay Flowers right here getting vert somehow, some way there. But Nolan Smith turning the corner on him, and then he gets a little help from his friend right here, my man Hill right here, Justice Hill, walling off Rosengarten, right? We had to see that from the other side. That's funny right there. Bullet, bang, splatter whacking Lamar Jackson. Let's get it. Look at it from right here. Look at the quickness. Oh, look, you see the dip, right? The flexibility and bendability of Nolan Smith right there is going to be hard to combat if you don't have the athleticism to get out wide on him. So right there, look at the surface area. Barely can give him a little bit of a shoulder to work with there. And what are you going to do if you can't really get there, right? You see him start to bend at the waist? Look at that shit, right? He bending heavy at the waist. This is what his shit look like right now. You ain't supposed to be bending like that, right? Your spine is very compromised right there. You start heavy-legged waist bending, trying to get around or trying to get Nolan Smith not around you like that. But, man, he uncovers right there. And then, but look what happens right here to Justice Hill. Right? He don't know what's going on. Flash right there, Nolan Smith getting around him, bang, he's blocking his own guy right there. So he working pass pro against his own guy, helping Nolan Smith out right there, and Nolan Smith getting himself a A+ sack right there against the Baltimore Ravens and my man Action Jackson. That's hard. Smith really flashed for me in this particular game against the Ravens. Now, I dubbed the Ravens the hardest team in the league back when I used to cover them. They are a roughneck team since their existence in this league. That's what's up. If you got to go against this team, you know you got to bring your lunch spell in the run game. And that's exactly what Nolan Smith did. I think he had something like 8 tackles and a sack. I love this one right here. It's one of my favorite plays. He's going against Rosengarten. And again, watch him, bang, stretch it out, discard, get in on Henry right there. Come on, right? Meeting of the minds right here. right on the edge. Good ID going on here. Jalix Hunt. I want to see this Jordan Davis here, Mauro Jomo, and then Nolan Smith there, and of course back off ball Dean and Bond here. But this play is running his side, right? You can say this is running play side here. So he's going to have to take presence, make sure that foot is on the outside out here. That foot is on the outside to try to keep contained. Make sure you funnel Derrick Henry back in on this zone play. And that's exactly what he does, right? Stands his ground. You see that? Boom. That's exactly what you want to see right here, to be able to show big action to Derrick Henry, to let him know that he probably does not want to run out here. He wants to try to find an organic crease. He does that, right? Plays that side and then discards the trash. And then bang, gets in on Derrick Henry right there. That's some high-level shit from a second-year player who's just only going to get better, straight up, right? Nolan Smith is just going to get better and better and better, and I still think he's playing out of position. I think a guy like Zach Bond shows exactly what can happen if you take a dude from the edge who has a skill set like Nolan Smith and put him back off ball, what can happen. He can still rush the passer from off ball, but you get that sideline-to-sideline ability there, though. So, but, hey, Bond already got that locked up, and Codeine ain't going nowhere, so Nolan on the edge for sure. Usually we know when Action Jackson is running a read option, you're usually up the creek with no paddle. But Nolan Smith does a good job here. Watch him slow play this, right? He's the unblocked defender, and bang. He slow played it. Forced Jackson to give the ball off, right? Forced him to give the ball off because, right, at the mesh point right here, he kind of decreases the space while also maintaining presence on the outside right here. And he's one of these guys that, as great of an athlete as Action Jackson is, with an angle on him, he could possibly stop Action Jackson going on. But you see right there, slow plays it, continues to work laterally, and then explode into the tackle right here. Head on the outside too, bang. Derrick Henry, everybody, right? A pack of wild dogs right here. Look at that, everybody in on this bad boy. He's usually Dean and Bond on tackles, if you notice a lot lately. Those guys are really starting to key to run right there, but for sure Nolan Smith made this particular play with his efforts at the beginning. Going against Mandrews here, the tight end. Like I said before, they put tight ends on you, you have to make them play. He manhandles Mandrews and torpedoes in too. I love Nolan Smith's tackling style. He's going to keep his head on the outside, and he's going to wrap up. He's not just trying to lay into somebody right there. So get enough of those type of tacklers on the team. That's how you get a really good defense that's efficient at tackling. We know my man Cooper DeJean does that, right? Zach Bond, N'Kobe Dean, these guys like that, they're all short tacklers. But going against Mandrews right here, bang, meeting of the minds right there. And then, look, starts to manhandle him with one arm, right? And that's Mandrews. This dude is a badass, right? One of the best in the league. And he's getting manhandled. Grabbed him up by his shirt lapel right there. Undertaking his throat a little bit. And then torpedoes in on Derrick Henry right there. Stopping him. So, listen, I got a question for you guys, right? This is just a quick teach tape. Like I said before, I want to get more material out to you guys. I got to please the fiends. So, quick teach tape. But I want people who are real football heads to answer this question here. What move would you like to see Nolan Smith add to his repertoire? Obviously, we know that his MO is to get around the edge, right? He's going to run the loop on you. What could he do in addition to that, right? You're going to have to start with that because that's what people are going to know you for. But how do you attach something to that the way you have another move? So let me know what you think about that, those of you who watch to the end, because real men watch to the end and then comment, right? And as always, right, real men also know how to listen and comprehend what your boy is talking about. Once again, shout out your neighborhood in Philadelphia only. If you're not in Philadelphia County and you're not shouting a Philadelphia neighborhood, I don't want to hear it. I'm just going to block you straight up, right? Because if you can't pay attention to special requests, I don't have any reason for you to be around me, right? That's on general principle. So not trying to hear about sections. I don't want to hear North Philly. I don't want to hear South Philly. I don't want to hear West Philly, Northwest Philly. I don't want to hear blocks. I don't want to hear street numbers. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I want your neighborhood like mine, right? Brewery Town, stand up, right? Big shout outs to people out in King Sessing, the Logan Ogons neighborhood, West Oak Lane, East Oak Lane. Shout outs to Overbrook Park, Overbrook Farm. Mad love to Northern Liberty. Mad love to Fish Town. Mad love to all my guys out in Frankfurt. Everybody tapping in. That's what I'm talking about right there. Of course, the Temple neighborhood. Much love, right? All shout outs to Strawberry Mansion. Shout outs to the Fairmount neighborhood. Shout outs to the guys over right in the Fair Hill section. Everybody's doing it big. So that's what I want to hear right there, right? And I also want to hear that you guys went over to BetUS and got in on that deal. 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. All you have to do is enter the promo code YouTube150 and get in there like swimwear, all right? Best love to those guys right there, getting that 24/7 customer support, 24-hour payouts, 10% gambler's insurance as well, all right? Much love to everybody out there. Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.